You've been given the gift. Crypto is the gift. And all you have to do is not f this up.
Crypto life.
What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back, or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the Matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Real Vision founder and CEO Raoul Pal is looking forward to what he calls the banana zone, the phase of every crypto bull run where prices go completely crazy and parabolic. According to Paul, this much awaited phase might be just weeks away at the making of this recording. When it finally begins, Paul predicts crypto asset prices to run up so massively, so suddenly, that it will be almost impossible to keep up with everything that will be happening. Paul is predicting that the overall crypto market cap will at least quadruple before the cycle ends in 2025, going from the current 2.2 trillion to 10 or even 15 trillion after we hit the banana zone. In a recent thread shared on X, Raoul Pal provides unique insights into the banana zone, changing worldwide liquidity conditions and the cryptocurrency market. According to Paul's tweets, the business cycle, the time it takes the economy to go through the four phases of expansion, peak, contraction, is driven by the worldwide liquidity cycle, which has been exhibiting clear cyclicality since the worldwide debt reset in 2008. Raoul Pal notes that the central banks all reset their interest payments to zero in the wake of the great financial crisis, starting a new cycle of interest payments every 3 to 4 years. The perfect macro cycle coincides perfectly with the US election cycle at the end of 2024, which is always an excuse for more cowbell, and the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle. This all forms part of the everything code Raoul Pal explained in one tweet, where the business cycle nearly perfectly repeats. Its liquidity rises to debase the currency to service the debt rollovers. Without it, yields lose all anchor in debt spiral. The effect of the debasement is to lower the denominator, which is fiat currency, and that makes asset prices optically rise in value. The Real Vision CEO shares his full thesis and prediction for Bitcoin and crypto in a recent video on Raoul Pal, the Journeyman's channel. Pay attention, Crypto Crew, and enjoy.
The banana zone is that period when you transition out of macro crypto spring into crypto macro summer. The banana zone is when that happens, usually after the halving. There's this consolidation period, down 20%, chopping around, usual stuff. And then it starts gathering, and then it goes crazy. So let me show you a couple of charts on this. So this is global liquidity. This is the GMI global liquidity. This was on that tweet thread. Now, it's a very colorful chart. You probably can't read it. If you're colorblind, you're totally but what it says is the yellow periods are summer. In summer, what we find is liquidity increases. This is global liquidity, not US liquidity, global liquidity. So in summer, liquidity starts increasing. Obviously, 2020, because of the pandemic, it went bananas. But 2016, 2012, these were good periods for liquidity. And guess what? Crypto, technology, they all rose. Then you get into fall. Fall is often when the real fireworks happen. Liquidity keeps pumping and then eventually tops out into winter. That's when you get the corrections, the crypto down cycles. So we've got the best two parts of the cycle to come. Obviously, the best entry was at the bottom of winter. That's when I was buying Solana, Ethereum, all back then. And then I've obviously switched around. So I'm pretty much 100% Solana right now, outside of small meme stuff and other bits and pieces. Because Solana, the Solana Bitcoin cross chart, Solana ETH cross chart looks so compelling that I'm like, if my job here is to make as much money as possible, I'm just going to own the thing that I think is going to go up the most. So that was the view I had. You will have a different way, but please don't get stuck into a narrative. You're still stuck in some token from 3 cycles ago because somebody's telling you that it's going to definitely be the next big thing. It's not big thing after 3 cycles, 2 cycles. It's not going to be the big thing. So just try and make money. I'm trying to allow you not to this up. Don't this up is the key mantra. When you've got a liquidity cycle ahead of you like this, please take advantage of it. So yellow tends to be in the summer, tends to be decent. but there's been two cycles where fall was bananas, total bananas. And then you had the last fall in 2021, which was less so. It's because the liquidity came earlier in 2020. So we don't know how it's going to play out, but this is how it should play out. Here's a chart from Exponential Age Asset Management, which is my fund of hedge funds. So it's an asset management firm that invests in the world's best hedge funds to capture this trend of going from $2.5 billion, where the market cap is now, to 10 trillion, where 10 to 15 trillion, where it is this cycle, and then to 100 trillion, where I think it goes by, let's say 2032, 2034, something like that. This is going to be the biggest, largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all human history. And that's why I keep saying, don't this up. That's why I have a long-term time horizon. That's why I don't trade around this. Just let it do its job. So here's when we talk about doing its job. So we look at the bottom, the highest return section and the lowest return section. So out of the 3 years, crypto spring, macro spring, summer, and fall, crypto is the best performing asset in the world. In the next year, in fall, it's the worst performing asset. Okay, so that's what you get. But when you look at the accumulative returns, NASDAQ since 2011 has done 769%. That's amazing, 17% a year. Well, Bitcoin's done 20 million percent at 139% annualized. Ethereum, 324% at 146% annualized. And Solana, which is a shorter history, 8,300% at 203% annualized.
Raoul Pal is highly confident in his thesis because it's an established cycle that has not failed in 3 previous cycles. The macroeconomic cycle has been up for even longer, and if there is anything anyone can count on, it is central banks printing more money to further debase the dollar and other fiat currencies. Paul adds, in this thread on Twitter, Raoul Pal adds, the transition to macro summer is relatively forecastable due to the repeating cycle. Again, this is the everything code. It ushers in liquidity growth, which has the tendency to create the banana zone. The odds of this changing significantly are low due to the current debt rollover, the upcoming US election, and worldwide issues such as China. While Raoul Pal does not give 100% certainty that this cycle will play out like the previous cycles, he believes the chances are pretty high. In addition, BlackRock's IBIT and other spot Bitcoin ETFs could further intensify the banana zone, turning this into an entirely ballistic bubble cycle. The penultimate tweet on the thread reads, "But the everything code is the best framework to understand this all, and I think it comes with decently high probabilities. But expect surprises along the way, sharp corrections, and long sideway markets." Let's get back to Raoul Pal.
This is the banana zone. Why it's called the banana zone is because the chart A looks like a banana, and B, everything goes bananas. And that comes after the halving, after this consolidation. It does this. Will it be identical? Is 300 grand the price target? Whatever. I don't know. But it will go bananas unless something dramatic changes. I do an enormous amount of work. There's literally thousands of pages of research from Julian Bittel and myself on this. So this is not just some flippant comments. We'd see liquidity rising going forwards. There's sources of liquidity everywhere, from the Fed cutting rate, from the Treasury draining the general account, to the Fed cutting QT, to potentially the Treasury offering some liquidity provisions to China so they can manage the debt deflation. They're starved of dollars. Something with Japan, who also needs dollars because their currency's been collapsing. There is a lot of opportunities. The Europeans are going to cut rates. The UK are going to cut rates. There's a lot of opportunity for liquidity. The Fed may, let's say, spin up a special purpose vehicle to get rid of commercial real estate from the banks. Who knows? But the cowbell is coming. Listen out for it. It's already started. So the banana zone is all cowbell and markets going parabolic. So hopefully that gives you some understanding of what I think lies ahead. Will it be perfect? No. Does it chop around here for another month or two? Could do. Does it finish? If I look at the previous cycles, Two of them ended in the third week of May, the consolidation, and then went. And the other one was July 2020. But 2020 was weird because we had the pandemic in the middle. It's kind of a screwy cycle. So I don't know. It's close. They all look like they're making perfect wedge patterns. All of that. Everything else seems good. What's also great about macro summer and fall is that you can basically take any asset. It's going to go up. So all commodities. Those of you who love commodities, copper's done well. It'll go up. Gold will go up. Oil eventually will do. Doesn't feel great right now. Oil stocks will. Mining stocks will. All cyclical plays will. Tech stocks, semiconductors, they all do phenomenally well. Crypto does. So you can be the moron, which is a nice way to be in markets. Nobody wants to try and overthink stuff. And pretty much anything you buy will go up. But some things will go up more than others. That's how I look at the world. Everything's correlated. Everything. The everything code cycle of the 4-year debt refi cycle means that everything gets correlated. A few assets lead, crypto and tech. Others follow the business cycle. The business cycle's bottoming, so they all bottom. But they're all correlated. Everything's correlated. So for me, I like to keep everything really moronically simple. If everything's correlated, then there is no such thing as diversification. It is really important to me, when I set up this whole thing for Real Vision, to guide people through this massive transition. This transition into a new system, where the old system is broken. We're forced to speculate. The system is rigged against us. Asset prices keep going up. Wages don't go up. Everybody's polarized. Everybody hates each other. You throw in immigration, global trade. You throw in aging populations. You throw in AI, robotics. Right? This is not easy for anybody. Everybody just feels like it's out of their control. And I get it. But you've been given the gift. Crypto is the gift. And all you have to do is not f this up.
The foundation is set for the crypto industry to continue to expand and evolve for decades to come. And that includes significant price gains. And every 4 years, we get the fun transition from macro and crypto spring to summer and fall, with prices blowing through the roof. Each of these cycles will be marketed by significant upticks in the worldwide money supply as central banks strive to rescue their respective economies from potential collapse. It takes no genius to piece it all together, crypto crew. Explosive money supply growth, various technological platforms emerging and developing together at an equally explosive pace. And at the center of it all, the crypto ocean. What are your thoughts on Raoul Pal's outlook for crypto, tech stocks, and macro in 2024, with the banana zone possibly being imminent? Please drop your comments as well as your predictions for your favorite crypto asset in the comment section below.
Stick around.
And always keep in mind, crypto crew, wherever the crypto ocean is at right now, it is time to study the crypto market. Study the projects that are appealing to you before you dive in deep. Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say aye.